Hey guys. So today we decided to visit Orange, Connecticut, and we drove to Retro Games Plus, our favorite spot, and we decided to check it out. It was about a 45-minute drive plus a little bit of traffic, so it wasn't so bad.
So the first thing I noticed walking in was that the store is definitely a lot bigger than the Norwalk uh, Retro Games Plus. Um, what you see here is they put a huge emphasis on shirts, and also there's a lot more movies. So there's a lot more VHS and DVDs from what I saw. And here you have Ruthie holding up the James Dean shirt.
Oh, I like that one. It was kind of pricey though. It was like, what, 40 bucks?
Yeah, I think it was like $40.
Mm,
But yeah, like I said, they had a lot more like VHS. And here you have me picking up World of Warcraft.
nice.
I don't know if I ever told you, but I was big into World of Warcraft in my younger years.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Our guild name was Team Clown Shoes, and Ed was actually our guild leader.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
There
there's
I am.
you. They had the Final Fight arcade.
Yeah, that was fun to play.
They had a few arcades, right? They had like the Simpsons one.
Yep.
The Bart's Nightmare one. Then there's like a Killer Instinct one next to you. It was very similar to the Norwalk location. You know, all the stuff was behind the glass case, especially the more like popular like expensive items were hidden behind the case. So you see, they have a pretty huge selection of games. Um, some good, you know. I mean, the some of the prices that I was looking at, I was like, geez, it's pretty expensive. And here you see a bunch of like CIB games. I didn't really see anything that caught my eye, but they had a pretty decent selection.
There are the other arcades.
Yep. Then you have your usual collectible cards. Here we have some of the portable stuff, some of the Game Boy, regular Game Boy games, and some of the Game Boy Advance games. They had an alright selection. I feel like the Norwalk selection was a little bit better, but the store was definitely a lot bigger. They had, like I said, they had a lot more emphasis on like shirts, media, and like of course toys.
X-Men.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And of course, I have to check my loose manuals. I was glad to see that they had this here at this store too, but unfortunately, the selection wasn't what I was expecting. I had pretty much everything I needed.
And here we are going to our next stop.
Our next stop is Game Exchange.
Game
I
Exchange.
actually heard about Game Exchange from like other YouTubers, but I was surprised to find one in Norwalk. So, or not, excuse me, not Norwalk, Orange, Connecticut.
This place was big.
Yeah, wasn't much bigger than what you call it, Retro Games Plus.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I think the cool thing was it was just like down the street, so we didn't have to drive too far.
yeah. I think it was like a 5-minute drive.
Yeah, and they had like a huge wall of like Funko Pops too. This game was more heavy on the Xbox 360, the PS4. I saw a lot of Switch games. Um, you know, Super Nintendo. They didn't really have too many like the portable games, so like I had to dig through like a small like bin that they have. Yeah, as you can see, like it was a big store, so they had like a huge selection. So if you're big into collecting like Switch or Xbox games, this is the place to go to.
Yeah, they had like a decent DVD collection too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's that? Did you
Oh,
pick up? Oh,
yeah,
that
I got
drink.
a Warhead. So today we went shopping around, as you know, but I decided to buy some games today because even though I honestly don't know much about games, I would really love to get into them. So here's my haul. Besides getting a Warhead drink, which George said was too sugary for him, I also got this really cute vintage sweatshirt that says New York on it. And I gotta represent New York because that's where we are both originally from. And there's nothing quite like home. I love the simplicity of the sweatshirt, plus the colors. I like the purple and the yellow, and it was only like 20 bucks. All in all, I thought this was a cool sweatshirt, and I thought, why not support retro games because I love the stuff that they sell. Next up, I got 2 games for Game Boy Advance. I got the Kim Possible 3 game from Retro Plus, and that wasn't too terribly priced, so I was like, yeah, why not? Let's try it out. I also got the Fairly Odd Parents video game, which was only like $4 at Game Exchange. So I can't wait to play that one. If I'm being honest, I growing up I was more of a Kim Possible fan than a Fairly Odd Parents, but I can't wait to play both.
Up next is my haul from Retro Games Plus. First thing I picked up was Monster Hunter Generations. And, for that price, it's why not? I believe this is a sealed copy too because the way they wrapped it looked like it. Next up, I got Final Fantasy for the Game Boy. So one of my goals now is to collect all the Final Fantasy games for the original Game Boy. Also, I saw that they have Road to WrestleMania for Game Boy Advance, so I had to pick that up too. I believe there's 2 other wrestling games for the Game Boy Advance. And they actually had like a bin with all these Japanese games for like $4. This one I'm holding right now, I believe it's like a Monopoly type style game. And this one's I believe an RPG. I only got it because the cover looks pretty familiar to me. Oni is actually a game I recognize. I believe there's 4 sequels to this game. It's also another RPG type game. And I believe there's a game sort of on the Super Famicom and the PS2. This, believe it or not, is actually Romance at 3 Kingdoms. So it's a RPG strategy game. And that was my haul from Retro Games Plus. Next up, Game Exchange. So the first thing I got was Dragon Ball GT. As you know, I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, so I picked it up for that price. So it seemed like a good choice. So the next game is Super Street Fighter, which was I surprised to see, especially for that price. It goes for a little bit higher, but when I saw it for that price, I had to pick it up. And the grail from today's haul was Wade Hickston's Counter Punch, which is basically like a punch out game, but with more RNG. And the only reason I actually found out about this game was because as I was skimming through Pocket Gamer, I saw that this actually got a pretty decent score, and it actually goes for much higher than that price that I picked it up for. So overall, I was pretty happy.